my butterflies, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I have another story time for you, like a story about like my mental health. So if you want to go watch my first one, you guys seem to really like it, so I will put it in the iCards here. Pretty sure it's right here. But before we get started, please subscribe to this channel so you become part of the butterfly army, and let's just get started with this video. So little backstory, I was diagnosed with depression at age 15 in 2015 when I was a freshman in high school. Fast forward of May of 2019 last year, I had to go get a physical exam because I got a job that required a physical. Did that, my mom was gonna meet me there. Mind you, my mom's my proxy, so she has medical say for me. And I had to sign this piece of paper, sign that, and then since my mom wasn't there, this nurse gave me this paper, like this questionnaire. And I'll give you an example. So for like number one, it's like, oh, are you sleeping properly? Like, are you getting your 8 hours of sleep? You have to check off like sometimes, never, really, most of the time, all that stuff. So I did that. Then when my mom came into the office, she talked to my mom separately. Then when my mom came into the room where I was, she talked to the both of us together. And she's like to her, like, oh, please take your daughter to this type of hospital. So we go to that hospital. I had to go into the back of the hospital, like the side of the hospital, I guess, but that's in the back. And I had to give the security guard my phone and my sneakers, my headphones. I had to give him all that jazz. Gave him all that. Then the nurse was telling me, oh, I have to be changed into this nightgown. Change it to the nightgown. Then a doctor, and like doctors in training, I think it's called, they come talk to me and they start talking to me, And my mom kind of got upset because she's my proxy, so they technically need to talk to her and not really me. Like, yeah, they could talk to me, but my mom has medical say and authority of what health-wise. So I said to the lady asked me, oh, do you feel like you're gonna self-harm yourself? It's not that I was gonna self-harm myself. It's just that I wasn't taking my medication. And when I don't take my medication, I have ups and downs. And the only people who could really see me having ups and downs is my mom, because I live with her. So I told the lady I told her I didn't know, basically. I told her I didn't know. Like, there are some days like where I really don't want to be here. And there's days like where, I really don't want to leave. So it's always like back and forth. So the doctor who was talking to me, she's like, oh, okay, fine. Well, we're gonna put you into this ambulance. So we're waiting about maybe over 4 hours for this ambulance. And at that time, they were trying to take my blood. I have really deep veins. So I got struck over 5 times, at least maybe 8. Like, I was doing my forearm here, my forearm here, and here. And if they can't find your blood, they have to take it like either here in your hand or on the bottom of your foot. And I don't like feet. Regardless, I don't like feet at all whatsoever. Like, I really don't. Then they finally send a person who knows how to take freaking blood for once. He finds it in 2.5 seconds. I'm just like, so y'all struck me over 5 times, and then y'all finally want to bring in this person? Why couldn't you do that like after like the 3rd try? Like, why couldn't you do that after the 3rd freaking try? Got into the ambulance, went into the psych ward. So my first night, I got admitted to the psych ward, and then I had to get called to like the little area where the nurses give you medication. So you take morning and night meds. That's only if you have it. Like, if you have to take medication, or like you're just new to meds or whatever. So I took my night medication, and then one of the nurses, she was like, oh, if you're feeling sad, will you tell us? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, if you're feeling like you're gonna self-harm yourself, will you tell? I'm like, no. She's like, why not? I'm like, I don't open up to people. And that's literally me being honest. I'm not the type of person who opens up. Like, even my friends will tell you that. So I went back into my room. Mind you, I had a room to myself, thank the Lord. The room was nasty anyway, because like a couple of days later, I found out that I had ants. So yeah. So I finally had my first official day, which was the next day. The next day I took my morning meds, then I ate my breakfast. And we have this rec room where you could like relax, listen to music. That's where we have our group sessions where we play cards, board games, watch TV, color. That's how I got into coloring now, because of that facility, because we cannot have technology like at all whatsoever. So that same day, which was my first official day, patients came up to me and they were like, oh yeah, if you don't take your medication, if you don't participate in group, and if you don't eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you cannot go home. Like, you can't at all whatsoever. Like, you have to do all three. Not 1 out of 3, not 2 out of 3. It has to be 3 out of 3. Like, seriously. So I started taking my medication and whatnot. And the type of groups that we have, like each day, we have music group, we have arts and crafts group, we have spirituality group, we had a nutritionist group, we had morning and night group. Then another group, I don't know what it was called, but it was more like a sit down and talk, like open up, I guess, type of group. We had like maybe 6 to 7 groups, but not, we didn't do all 7 in one day. We didn't do that. But out of all the groups, I just didn't go to one. That's it. The rest of the groups I did go. So like, I missed like one group. I just wasn't feeling it at all whatsoever. It's like, okay, if I miss one group, it's not gonna do anything. And technically it didn't do anything for me. Ended up getting comfortable with like the patients, because when I started getting comfortable with the patients, I realized that we all have a lot of stuff in common, especially when we talk during group. We have so much stuff in common. They really made my whole week. Like, it was so many laughs. Like, it was hilarious. It really was. My first night when I got into the psych ward, and the first day, I was like feeling iffy. Like, I was literally saying to myself. But after, I started getting comfortable with everyone. So it was like my like whole group or whatever who I was like really with. I was mostly with like Bailey, Fernando, Edward, and it was just mostly like the 4 of us. And yeah, we hung out more. And then we're still on my first official day. I got a call and it was from Caitlin. She's like, oh my god, Lexi, is that you? I'm like, yeah, I got stuck into the, oh my god, my cat's cousin, I miss you. So she's like, are you okay? I'm like, Caitlin, save me, I'm stuck in this prison of a hell. Like, help me, I'm stuck in a trap house. Like, what the heck? Because when I got admitted to the hospital, like the psych ward, I couldn't text her back, and I didn't know that she texted me. So I told my mom to go through my phone to text her, and then my mom told her what happened. So Caitlin called my mom, and then my mom gave her the number to the facility that I was staying at. Same thing with Amani. So only Amani and Caitlin either visited me or called me. And I talked to Amani and Caitlin almost every single freaking day. Only two of my friends. A couple days later, everything was like honestly really fine. I think day 4 was when doctors started coming in to talk to us. When I mean doctors, I mean like one doctor. So I think she was like a Russian doctor or something. She came in and talked to us individually, one by one, where we eat our food, because there's only 2 rooms, the rec room and the place where we eat. So she talks to me, she's like, oh, how are you feeling? Is your medication working? Yada, yada, yada. And I told her the truth. I'm like, oh, it's not working right now, because with me, it takes a while for medication to adjust to my body. Like, it takes me a while for me to adjust to my medication. And I told her the truth. She's like, oh, okay, so we'll check back with you in a couple of days. So then day 5 came, the medication started working and whatnot. Like, I think day 4 or 5, it kind of kicked in or whatever, but like day 5 was when it started really working. So we talked to her again, and we talked to her like every single one of us, but like I obviously doing it individually. She's like, oh, okay, you can go home in 3 days. So I had 3 more days left, which was day 8. Did that. Was so freaking excited. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm leaving literally 3 freaking days. Yay, da 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 da. The 6th day comes. So much has happened on that 6th day. It was like, so much stuff was happening. There was drama with someone else, and then there was like not confrontation with someone else that involved me. So the first incident, drama, whatever, like the guy Fernando, who I was like sort of hanging out with in that facility during that whole entire week, well, over a week, he wasn't taking his medication. And then Bailey and I found out, but then Bailey and I were not gonna say anything to the doctors because it's just like, that's really not our business. But we did tell each other, we're like, yo, he really needs to take his meds, because if he doesn't take his meds, he's not gonna leave. So the nurses found out. I have no idea how they found out, because sometimes when you take your medication, sometimes the nurses, depends on who the nurse is, they will tell you to open up your mouth and put up your tongue. For some odd reason, God knows how, I really don't, the nurses found out that Fernando didn't take his medication. So they talked to him and they're like, oh, take your medication. I think he was arguing back with them. And then they got physical with him. Like, they pushed him against the wall, pushed him into his room, pinned him down on the bed like this, and shoved pills down his throat. Like, they shoved pills down his throat. I felt so freaking bad. Like, there was like more like grunting or whatever, like something like that. Like, get off me, da da da. So we gave him his medication. I didn't see Fernando for like the whole entire day until like maybe 7, 8 o'clock at night. This was after dinner. I'm like, bro, are you okay? He's like, yeah, like, he drugged me, like, yo, he got physical with me, man. Like, he looked like he was drugged the F up. Like, I felt so bad for him. Like, oh my freaking gosh. Then that same night, I was cool with this guy named Alex when I first came into the facility. Like, Alex was there before me, but I got cool with him. Like, he was a cool person. Like, he was a cool guy. So we have snacks periodically throughout the day. Each day we have 2 snack times, like before lunch and like after dinner, like before bed, because bed was 10 o'clock at night basically. And we had night group that night, and then the nurse, who was a guy, the guy nurse, he finishes night group with us, and then he goes get our snacks. So me, Bailey, Steven, I love him. Oh my God, I love Steven, Edward, Fernando, Alex, and I think another person or 2 other people were in the rec room. The guy gets the snacks, and then you can only take 2 types of snacks. That's really it. You can't take anything else. But not everyone was eating the snacks. And at the time, I was in love with Oreos for some odd reason. I don't even know why. Like, I loved Oreos like so freaking much. So I took 3 packs of Oreos, I took 4 packs of Oreos. 4 freaking packs of Oreos. And then Alex snitches on me. And then me and Bailey were looking at each other. We're like, this mofo did not just snitch on me. Me and Bailey were like, is he serious? Like, I thought you and I were cool. So him and I are going back and forth. I'm like, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Like, him and I kept going back and forth with each other because it's like, why snitch on me? Turn your back and snitch on me. Like, what the hell is your problem? And the thing is, he does it right in front of my face. I can't stick up the middle finger, so I'm gonna have to do this. But like, seriously, who snitches on someone like that? Like, what the freak? Steven gets up out of his seat. He's like, Lexi, no, don't do it, don't do it. If you do anything like altercation-wise, you have to stay even longer. And why? And I was about to have that. So Steven hands me the freaking Oreo. He's like, here, just take it. Take it. I'm like, no, I don't want the freaking Oreo right now. I don't want the freaking Oreo. And then I didn't see, but Bailey was on my left side, and she went to go get an Oreo, and I didn't know that. So him and I kept going at it, da-da-da-da. Then it finally calmed down. Then Bailey sits back down. She's like, here, Lexi, look. So she gives me another Oreo packet, and we're smiling at each other and dying of laughter. Like, it was so freaking hilarious. The nurse honestly just didn't give a crap. Like, the nurses there honestly like didn't give 2 craps about us, to be honest. Like, I only liked 2 nurses there, and that was really it. Everyone else was like that. So day 7 comes. Day 7 was pretty cool. That was really it. Nothing happened on day 7. Day 8 comes. I had to sign this piece of paper, and at the top hand corner, it says admitted because of this whatever. I forgot what it said. I forgot what it said on it. I think it said depression or whatever, something like that. So I packed my bag, outside clothes, and whatnot. So I had to like bring like undergarments. Like I only needed undergarments. I mostly stayed in the nightgown from the hospital. Needed like, the only thing I really needed were like undergarments, and that was literally really it. So I stayed in nightgowns. So I packed like my undergarments, my socks. Then I packed my group session papers, my artwork. That's why I started getting into coloring, like I said before. And then my mom picked me up around like 3-ish. So it was definitely after lunch. So I signed a piece of paper. I left. Like I gave everyone hugs. Like it was actually really, really sad. Like it was sad because I did generally form bonds with people that I didn't think I was going to. Bailey left a day after me, and then Edward left a day after Bailey. So we all left a day apart, which I thought was like really, really like weird, like whoa. But yeah. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys really like it. I want to start spreading more awareness when it comes to mental health, because for some reason people think it's funny or they're not taking it seriously. Like I don't understand why people are like that. I do hope you guys like this video, because it's actually very, very important to me, and I want to start spreading more mental awareness, like mental health awareness on my channel, because people don't think that it's serious, or people think it's a joke. It's okay if you have it. There's nothing wrong with you. Don't make people think that there's something wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you at all whatsoever. If you need anyone to talk to, I'm literally here. Talk to me in my DMs on Instagram. I'll link it down below for you guys. So I'll see you guys back for my next video. Bye guys.